Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rivian Navigation. Now I'm going to dive right in, but before I do, remember to give a thumbs up so others can find this video. So here we are on the Rivian Navigation screen, and first thing I'm going to do is tap the settings cog over here on the right. And you see I have a bunch of options over here on the left when I do that. First thing I have is the navigation audio volume. The audio type. Now this is important. Some of you may not want to have speech. Some of you may just want to have chimes. Especially if you're on the phone, the chimes are much more useful. So I'm going to select chimes. The map orientation. Now obviously we can do 3D, 2D, or north-up orientation. I like the 3D. You're definitely going to want to select display traffic. This is going to display traffic on your route. And we have three options down here at the bottom. They're mainly for privacy reasons. We can clear history and data such as searches, saved destinations, and recent destinations. We'll tap the X to get out of that. Over here on the right, if we select the world icon there, we get a satellite map overlay instead of just the regular map. I like the regular map. It's quicker and I'm able to visualize with that easier, but some of you may find the satellite map more useful. And the next thing we have is this little lightning bolt over here on the right, and that's for our charging. That'll help us display our charging on the map. So that's important. I always like to know where chargers are just in case. And when we select the charger over there, we get three options here at the top. One is to hide. And we have 5 different options for what we'd like to hide. And the first one is in use. So if all the chargers are used, it's going to hide it from your screen. Incompatible. That is self-explanatory. Out of order, again, self-explanatory. Adapter needed. This is if it's a Tesla charger and you would need the Tesla NACS to CCS adapter to charge your vehicle. You can hide the chargers that require an adapter. And then the last one here is something fairly new. It's the low score. So if users have had bad experiences at those chargers and the chargers have a low score, it will also hide those chargers. The next we have is network. And we have 6 different charging networks here listed. You can see the ones I prefer are Rivian, Tesla, and EVgo. We also have Electrify America, EV Connect, and ChargePoint. And the last filtering option we have over here is speed. And if you're on a road trip, I really like the 150 kilowatt plus. And then the 2, we don't really want anything that's really slow. That's not going to be useful on a road trip. But if you're looking for something that's slow and you want to charge overnight, then you can select the other one. And then, so if I zoom out here on the map, I should start to see chargers. And as you can see, I have these chargers here, and I have 3 lightning bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and select this charger here. This is a Tesla charger in Owings Mills, Maryland. You see I have the blue icon. You see I have the blue icon that says there's an adapter needed to use that charger. And if I click on details, I can go into the charger and we can see more information. We can get the address and we can get how many chargers are available and site details. So let's go to the available chargers and we can see very detailed information. Which ports are being used, which ports are not. And if we go to site details, we can see the price. Now, this is the non-member price for Tesla. This is the plug and charge. So you can plug your Rivian in and it'll charge it. But that's the fee that you're going to get, and the idle fee, and so on. So pretty cool information for charging. Next, we're going to tap on the magnifying glass. And in here, we can do a bunch of different things. We can find nearby amenities. Like you see up here, there's food, restrooms, parking, charging, groceries, coffee, pharmacies, emergency, and shopping. And if we put in a destination, so let's say, it's going to put in 1 Main Street here, see what comes up. There it is, 1 Main Street in Mount Airy. And if I tap that, I get a bunch of different options here. I can favorite this destination. I can share feedback. We have a bunch of different options here. I can tap up and I can add additional stops to my trip, and I can rearrange them by dragging up or down. And the last thing I'm going to do, this is very important. I'm going to go in here and select my trip preferences. Now, by default, it's 20%. So it'll try to get you to your destination and have at least 20% battery. What I'm going to do is set that down to 10. I like to do 10%. It'll stop me to charge a little bit less. And I can always charge longer if I want to. This can sometimes be tricky.
A few moments later.
So I'm going to set that to 10%. I can avoid things like highways, ferries, and tolls. I can set my preferred networks. So I'm going to go in here and do Rivian, EVgo, and Tesla. And this is important. Avoid sites that need an adapter. No, I have an adapter, so I don't want to do that. And then I can apply these settings once, or I can use these settings all the time. I'm going to say use always. And then if I tap that, it plans out my trip for me. And if I go down here, I can look at the full trip. If I want to add a stop, I tap that. Or I can do that and add a stop there as well. And then, of course, I can end the trip. And that's pretty much it for that, folks. A lot of cool features in the navigation. Rivian still has a lot of work to do on the navigation, but that's pretty much all we have there. As always, any questions or comments, put them down below. Remember to subscribe so you get notified anytime we add new content. And thank you guys so much for watching.